Hey guys, I'm that crochet guy, and in this video I'll be showing you how to make this crochet purse. This is what it looks like. So let's get into it. These are the yarns we'll be using. This is Patterns Highland Bulky color Pecan, while this is Patterns Highland Bulky color Fair. We'll also be using 2D rings for the handle of the bag, and we'll be using a 5.5mm crochet hook and our scissors. We'll start by making a slip knot and chaining one. So I just made my slip knots and now I'll chain one. So this is what I have. I'll then go back into this chain one stitch that I have here and make 2 single crochets. So I'll go in, my first single crochet, my second single crochet. Next I'll chain one and turn my work. Now when I turn my work, I can see the 2 single crochets I made here and here. So into the first one, I'm going to make 1 single crochet, and into the second one, I'll make 2 single crochets. One, two. So this is what I have now. Now I have 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and then I'll chain one and turn my work. Now I'm just going to make single crochet into 3 of them. So first single crochet, second single crochet, and third single crochet. I'll then chain one and turn my work. Now if you look at what we have, we already have 2 rows. So this is row 1 from here to here and row 2 from here going up. So basically have 2 rows on our hook, 1, 2. Now from here, now we are about to start row 2.5. At each 0.5 rows, we are going to be making 2 single crochet increases on the right and on the left. So now we are about to start row 2.5. So into the first stitch on row 2.5, the very first one, we'll make 2 single crochets into that stitch. So 1 and 2. Then we'll keep on making single crochets, 1 single crochets into each and everything till we get to the last stitch of that row, which is this one, and then we'll make 2 single crochets into the last stitch. 1, 2, and then we'll chain one and turn, and one will turn for row 3 because this is the front of our work. Row 1, row 2, row 2.5. For row 3, we'll just make single crochets into all of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'll chain one and turn. Now we're about to start row 3.5. Now if you look at our work, you can see I have row 1 here, row 2 here, and row 3. Now like I told you, from row 2.5 is where the pattern starts. So for row 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, just keep going till you get to row 12.5. Each time we turn or we're about to start a 0.5 row like we did for row 2.5 and row we're about to do for row 3.5, the first stitch will make 2 single crochets, the last stitch will make 2 single crochets. So for row 3.5, into this first stitch we'll make 2 single crochets. So this is the first one and this is the second one. Then we'll make 1 single crochet into each and every stitch till we get to the last one. So into the next one, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and now for the last stitch for row 3.5, we'll make 2 single crochets. So this is the first one and this is the second one. So for row 3.5, we made 2 single crochet increases at the beginning, the right, and at the end, the left. When we chain one and turn for row 4, we'll just make single crochets into each and every stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, We just finished row 4. Then we'll chain 1 and turn. Now we have 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now for row 4.5, same thing. 2 single crochet increases into the right or the beginning stitch, and 2 single crochet increases into the last stitch or the left or the end. So we are just going to keep on doing this. We did it for row 2.5, 3.5. We'll do it for 4.5, 5.5, 6.5, 7, 8.5, 9, 10.5, 11.5, and the last place we'll do it is at row 12.5. This will be 13 rows total. When you finish all 13 rows, this is what you should have. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And we made those increases at row 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5, 7.5, going up till 12.5, which was the last one before we then did at 13 rows. So this is what you should have. Your triangle should be looking like this. And we need to make 4 of this. So I made 2 in the color green and 2 in the color red. So depending on how you want, you can make all of them the same color. But since I'm using 2 colors for this, so I made 2 in this green color and 2 in this red color. For the next part, we'll basically do the same thing. So we'll make a slip knot. And after making our slip knot, we'll chain 1. Then we'll then go back and make 2 single crochets into this stitch. So 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets. After that, chain 1 and then turn our work. Then we'll then go back and do the same thing we did before. Into the first one, we'll make 1 single crochet. Into the second one, we'll make 2 single crochets. So into this first one, we'll make 1 single crochet, and into the second one, we'll make 2 single crochets. So after doing that, now we have 3 single crochets. We'll then chain 1 and turn. And when we turn, we'll just make single crochets into each of them. So 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, and 3 single crochets. Chain 1 and turn. Now what we just did, we just finished row 1 and row 2. So now we're about to start row 2.5. Now for this part, the pattern increases in multiples of 2.5 basically. So at row 2.5, before what we were doing at row 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, we were increasing on the right and on the left side. But for this one, we're only going to increase in multiples of 2. So at row 2.5, which is where we are now, we'll make 2 single crochet increases at the beginning or on the right side, and 2 single crochet increases at the end or on the left side. Then the next time we'll do that will be at row 4.5 and row 6.5 and row 8.5, and finally at row 10.5. This one is going to be 11 rows in total. So at row 2.5 now, we'll make 2 single crochet increases into the first stitch, then into the next one, which is just 1 stitch, we'll make just 1 single crochet. Then into the last stitch for row 2.5, we'll make 2 single crochet increases again. So we'll just finish row 2.5. We'll chain 1 and turn and just work single crochets into all of them like before. And at the end of row 3, chain 1 and turn. Now we have 3 rows, 1, 2, 3. For row 3.5, like I said, we are not making any increase for this one. So we are only going to make increases at row 2.5, 4.5, 6.5, 8.5, and 10.5. So I wanted to show you what I have. So this is one I already finished. So like before, we're going to make 2 of this, or 2 in green color and 2 in red color. So this is one of mine in the red colors. So we started, and at row 2.5 we made the 2 single crochet increases, worked our normal single crochets till we got to row 4.5, 2 single crochet increases, worked again, row 6.5, 2 single crochet increases, row 8.5, 2 single crochet increases, and finally row 10.5, 2 single crochet increases. We'll have 11 rows in total. I will make 4 of these, so 2 red and 2 green. The next part will be the base for the bag. So this is what we have. All you need to do is chain 25, and work 13.5 rows up. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.5. So chain 25, 13.5 rows going up. Now you should already have the base. You should have the first 4 that we made, which are the sides, and you should have the second 4 that we made, which are also part of the sides. So we have the bigger ones and we have the smaller ones. So starting off with the bigger ones, for the bigger ones, you need to put them like, okay, before we go on, I want to say something. For the base, if you want it, because like for this one, I just made one of this. So if you want the base to be like a bit thicker, you can make 2 of this and stitch it on top of itself basically. So if you do 2 of this, you can just put it on top of each other and stitch it for the base to kind of be like, shall I say, heavier. But me, I don't want to do that, which is why I just did one of this. So if you want yours to be like a bit thicker, like the base to be thicker, you can just make 2 of this and put it on top of itself and stitch it on top of itself. That's all. So now the next thing will be to add the bigger size of the bag. So since I'm using 2 colors, I'm going to alternate them. So I'm going to basically take the first one, put it on this place and stitch here. The second one, put it on this other place. So I'll open this up, put it here, stitch. I'll take the remaining 2 greens we have, put one here, stitch, take the last one, put one on this other side and stitch. So we're basically stitching these 4 onto the base, like around the base. So I'm going to go stitch that and then show you what I have. After stitching 4 of them together, this is what you should have. So I have my 2 red and my 2 green here, and this is what it looks like on the back. So I basically just held them on each side and I stitched this way. The next part will be to attach the smaller sides. So we have these 4. So for attaching them, same thing we did for this one, but in kind of like a different way. This is what we have. This is our triangle. So we are going to turn it upside down. So it's going to be upside down. The smaller part is going to be around here, while the bigger part is going to be on top. So when I close the bag like this wider part is basically going to be on top, while the smaller part is going to be down. So for attaching it, we are going to look at the bigger side or the bigger panels and remove 2 rows. So we have 11 rows here, while we have 13 rows here. So when we remove the first 2 rows, from the second row going down is where we are going to attach this. Now, unlike how we attached this one where we held both panels together like this and we stitched it this way, for this one we are going to basically stitch it inside. So what do I mean? When you hold your panel like this, let me turn it to the right side. So when you hold your panel like this, like I said, we are starting from after the second row. So we are starting from here and we are going to attach it here. So instead of holding it this way and stitching this way, we are going to hold it this way but stitch it inside. So when we are stitching it inside, I mean we are going to go in, either you use this first stitch just at the edge here, or you use the second one. Like if you look here, we have the first stitch here, we have the second stitch here. So whichever one you want to use. And when we are going diagonally down, we have this first stitch, we have this second stitch. So whichever one you prefer to use, you can use it. But for me, I'm going to use the second stitch. So if I'm using the second stitch for this place, so this is row 1, row 2, the second stitch for this one is going to be first, second. And when I'm using the second stitch for this one, I'm also going to use the second stitch for here. So this is the first stitch, this is the second stitch. So I'm going into the second stitch. So this is what it should look like. I've stitched a couple of times, going in here, coming out at the back, going in and coming out here. So like I said, we are not stitching it across this way, we are stitching it inside and out. We are not stitching across this way. So this is what my work is looking like so far. So I'm just going to keep on doing that till I get to the end here, and I'll do the same thing for this one, and I'll do the same thing going around for all of them. So make sure you align it properly. You're on the second one, stitching, going to the end. After stitching everything together, this is what I have. So this is what it looks like for each of the sides. So like I told you, in and out, in and out. So I did it for all 4 sides, here, 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 and here. And you just fold it in. And this is what our bag should look like now. Next thing will be for the handles. So for the handles, all you need to do is chain 10 and work 1.5 rows up, single crochets. So I made 10 chains and worked single crochets till I had 1.5 rows, which is what I have now. Then you just need to fold it in half, and on the third stitch, counting from up, so 1, 2, 3. Let me turn it this way. So on the third stitch, counting from up, 1, 2, 3, or on the third row rather, we'll attach it here. So basically fold it in half this way, put it on the third row, and then stitch it in there, which is what I did already for this one. So this is the one I did already. So on the third stitch, 1, 2, 3, you fold it in half and stitch it inside here. So it should look like this when you're done. So I'm just going to finish this one, then we'll do the closing for the bag. For the next part, we'll start by making 80 chains. So you could do 60, 80 or 100, whatever you prefer. But then after making your chains, we are going to work, instead of normally when we go back, instead of working into the stitch or basically working into these V's that we have, we are going to turn our work and work into these ridges. But then the first thing I will advise is to make it easier for you, if this is not something you're used to, is to chain to a smaller hook. So we are currently using a 5.5. You can chain to a 4.5 or a 3.5 to make this easier for you. So normally we would do this, work single crochets going back, but now we are not going to do that. We are going to rather, instead of holding it like this, we'll turn our work to where we have these ridges at the back. So where we have all these ridges at the back, and we'll work into those ridges. So starting with the first one is this one. So I'll go into this one and work a single crochet. Then go into the next one. Just take your time with this one, because if you are not used to this, it might seem weird kind of. So we're just going to work single crochets going back into the ridges. So we are not working them into the front here like we normally do. We're working them at the back into these ridges. So just keep on making the single crochet into those ridges going back. You can choose to do single crochet, you can choose to do slip stitches, but for this one I'm working single crochets going back. After crocheting, this is what I have. So this is what mine looks like. So I ended up using slip stitches. Now we are going to attach it to the bag. So don't forget, for the bag we have the big sides, which is these big ones, and we have the small sides, which are these small ones inside. So for the big sides, the measurement we are going to be using, we are going to start from one of these sides that is should I say 90 degrees to where we have these for our back handles. So we'll be starting from here. So for the big sides, the measurement we'll be using is 4 rows, 3 stitches in. So if I count 4 rows from up, 1, 2, 3, 4, then I'll count 3 stitches from each side. So for here, 4 rows down, 3 stitches will be 1, 2, 3. So inside here is where we're going to be passing this handle stuff, or rather this closure stuff we just did. So when you pass it in, just need to take your time. So when I pass it in, this is what it looks like. So because we use single crochets, you might need to like pull it a bit so that it goes through the opening. So for these big ones, we'll be using 4 single crochets down and into the third stitch, for the left and the right. So since I'm going from here, I want to start from here, go around this way, and then come back here. That means when I come back here, it will still be 4 rows and into the third stitch on the right here. So after doing this one, for the small one we are going to be using 2 rows and the fourth stitch. Basically, you can use the third stitch, you can use the fourth stitch. So this one we used 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, and went into the third stitch. When we go in here, we will then come out on this side. So we're basically going in here, coming out here. Let me open this. So we'll go in here, come out here, 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 and just keep going like that till we go around and come to where we started. So as I went in here, the next one we are going to go in from the back, and we are going to calculate it too. So this one is the small side. So for the small side, 2 rows down, 1, 2. and you can decide to use anyone you decide to use. Make sure you use the same thing all around. So you can decide to use the 4th stitch or the 3rd stitch. So if I'm using the 3rd stitch, it will be 1, 2, 3. So the 3rd stitch will be here. So I'll go in here and come out. So this is the 3rd stitch. Then same thing, this is still the small one, so this is still 2 rows down. So 3rd stitch from this side, so 1, 2, 3. 3rd stitch will be here. So I'll go in. So this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to keep on repeating the same thing going around. So this is the small one. We just finished a small one. Now we're back to one of the big ones again. So the big ones is 4 rows, then 3rd stitch. So since we are already inside, we need to come out. So counting 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3rd stitch will be 1, 2, 3. This one here. I'll keep going like that. This is still the big side, so still 4 rows, 3rd stitch from this side. So 1, 2, 3. I'll go in here. So I'm just going to take my time and do the same thing I'm doing, going around till I get back here. Then I'll show you the final bag. If you did everything correctly, this is what your purse should look like now. This is what mine looks like. I added the chains to finish it up. You can crochet something if you want to crochet something, but I rather use these chains. They kind of like add a little bit of flavor to the bag. So this is what our final bag looks like. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please watch my other tutorials, subscribe to my YouTube channel, share this video, and thank you so much for your support, and happy Christmas, or Merry Christmas. I think I'll say Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas guys, and have a good one.